Hi all. So in this video, I'll just talk about my recent trip to India. I'll talk briefly about it. I don't think I can cover everything in just one video, uh, but yeah, I'll see what I can do, and I'll try to cover some of the important aspects of it. If I can't cover it all, I'll do the next video. So anyway, welcome everyone, and a week ago I just returned from a rather long holiday in India, and it was a good experience in that I did manage to accomplish most of what I set out to accomplish. Not everything, but most of what I did, most of what I wanted to do. So right now, the thing is, as you can tell, I am of Indian origin, and yes, I was born in India, but I've been out of India for the last few decades now, and for those of you who know me, you know that I live here in Sydney, Australia. So yeah, because I've been overseas, because I've been out of India for some time, and as such, I don't really know how things work in modern India per se. Uh, so in this recent trip of mine, I did manage to get to know a lot of those things, and which include things like certain services such as banks and um, the importance of OTP, that is one-time password, and how you receive that for almost anything that you're doing there. Um, so yeah, um, right. So it was as a software engineer, and I really did appreciate what I saw there in India. India is technologically quite advanced, and it's really good. And certain aspects of it are heaps more advanced, and dare I say, more so than what we have here in Sydney, Australia. I mean, not Sydney, in Australia in general. Uh, so yeah, so the reason for this is over the years I had been visiting India, but most of the time I was visiting India, it was mostly it was for a certain reason, and it would mostly involve family. And as such, I would spend time indoors with family without actually exploring a lot on my own. Um, and that's part of the reason, or that's the main reason why this time I was caught by surprise by a lot of things that I did say. And because you see, like in this my most recent trip, I did manage to go out on my own, and I did explore, and I took the time to explore a lot of things in India. And yeah, it was great. So to summarize it, I would say it has been great getting to know India again, and I hope to see India soon. Um, right. Yes. So, in summary, what do I think of India? Like, I think um, India is this big, massive place. Really, it's just there's just so much going on there. Like, seriously, there's heaps and heaps of stuff happening there, and there's opportunities everywhere. Um, if you're an entrepreneur, and if you've got an idea, and if you're willing to put in the effort, and you're willing to put in the hours, I assure you, you will see some success in India. If you are to be a millionaire, whether it be in Indian rupees, British pound, or Australian dollar, or US dollar, India is the place to be, really, because it just has that much it just has that many consumers. So regardless of your business idea, if you work towards um, marketing it through the right channels and everything, you will find success, and you will accomplish things. The chances of your business being successful are higher in India than they are in Australia. Um, so I use Australia as an example because Australia is, this is home, and this is what I know, and I do know that as a nation, we pride ourselves um, in giving our people a certain quality of life, and as such that every Australian citizen has rights to a certain lifestyle. Um, they have rights to a certain quality of life. So it doesn't really matter what you do, whatever you do, you can. The country has how do I put this? The country is set up in a way that you will have a good quality life. You'll be able to do your work. You'll be able to come home to your family. You'll be able to spend time with your family. You'll be able to um, buy your own property. You'll be able to live there, and so on and so forth. That's Australia. Um, but I don't think if you were to make it big, if you were to have a startup, if you were to have an idea, a business idea, for you to get heaps of success and to actually uh, earn the amount that you want to earn to be able to buy a house in, say, to be able to buy a house in uh, I was going to say Sydney CBD, but pretty much anywhere in Sydney, really. Sydney is ridiculous right now. It's just crazy expensive, and for you to be, let me just put it, for you to be able to buy a house anywhere in Sydney, you could do that by, if you have a business in a place like India, you could earn enough to be able to do that, compared to, say, if you've got a business in Australia. Um, yeah. So one of the reasons why you have a greater chances of success in your business, it's not just because of the consumers there, but also because of the way you would get access. You'll be able to get access to certain services in India um, that will allow you to do your best work. Now, labor in India is cheap. As such, for certain day-to-day tasks around the house and everything, you can get help, and you can get help for relatively cheaper when compared to Australia. Um, and help is easily available. Uh, so yeah, it's it's one of the interesting aspects of India, and so you can set up, if you set up a business. Not only do you have a large population of consumers to market your services or your product to, but you also have the facilities to make you uh, that can enable you to do your best work. And yes, India has what I've noticed in this recent trip is that India's got this really, really solid consumer mentality. Oh my god, like the middle class, as so to speak, is huge there, and people want to spend money. Oh my god, like for certain products and certain services there, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, you know what? Even if I do convert this to Australian dollars, I find it expensive. But the local population there, they're happy to spend. They're very comfortable spending money there. And like for example, okay, I'll just give you one example. Okay, so the MacBook Air, right? The new MacBook Air M3, or forget about the new, so the MacBook Air M2, um, the so over there in India, when I did the conversion to Australian dollars, it was coming. It was advertised on sale at a shop there, and then it was coming to about 1800, 1700 Australian dollars, right? And I was like, really? This is 1700 Australian dollars? This is expensive. I mean, I could get a MacBook Air M3, the newer version for that, of that, for like around about 1700 dollars, um, Australian dollars, and no way I'm paying that much for like the M2 version. The M2 version I could get that for around $1400 or something like that, or 1497, or if it's on sale at JB Hi-Fi, I could potentially get it for cheaper. But no, these things are expensive in India, and they're not just expensive. People are willing to spend money on it. People are willing to buy it. Like the buying power is incredible in India. My goodness, people like spending money, and people want to spend money. That whole consumer mindset is just incredible, and like if you were to set up a business in India, once again, I've said this like a couple of times now in the video so far. So if you were to set up a business in India, oh my God, you should totally give it you should totally give it a try. And if you put in the effort and if you've got the right idea and you market it to the right channels, I assure you, you will get success. You'll find success in it. It's just amazing. India is the Indian market is amazing. And another example is of that was like, oh my God, I was watching the cricket, right? So I was watching one of the IPL matches in India. Now the IPL, the Indian Premier League, is what we have here as the Big Bash League in Australia. I think the IPL started well before the Big Bash League started. But yeah, it's sort of like the Indian Premier. It's like the league of cricket matches that some of the local teams within India play against each other. And now each match gets about uh, can potentially get an average of 100 to 150 million viewers. Maybe some of them even go to about 250 million viewers or something like that, or 300 million viewers. That is incredible. Oh my God, no way, 300 million people watching the cricket. My God, like our entire population is about 26 million people. Seriously, so I fully understand why Australian cricketers spend like a lot of they consider they consider playing in the IPL a very important part of their uh, a very important part of their cricketing schedule for the year. Yeah, because they've got access to they can show themselves to like so many viewers. And yeah, you Australia is about 26 million people, and I'm not even sure if half of us watch the cricket as much as the people in India. No, half of us watch the cricket. Even if we do, I don't think we like it anywhere near as much as the local Indian population does. So, well, good for them and good for the Australian cricketers for benefiting from that. But anyway, that's we're sidetracking a little bit, but the crux of this is like um, India is an incredible economy, and it makes me question like if I had given my startup a go when I was running my startup, I did that from Australia. If I had done that from India, would I have had any more success than I did as I did here in Australia? It does make me question. I'm not sure what the answer to that is, but it does. My recent trip to India does make me question that. So I think I'll close this video over here for now. And overall, India, it's been great getting to know you again, and see you soon. Alright, so for all of you watching my video, thanks very much, and I appreciate you watching it. And yeah, I wish you well and live long and prosper.